In the shadows of the royal chamber, Prince Arinze stood still, gripping the ancient law scroll. By royal law, my brother has already committed an offense worthy of banishment. While they laugh and celebrate in love, by tomorrow I will end my own brother's place in this kingdom, and no one will see it coming. In the kingdom of Umueri, what everyone saw that day shook the land. A prince stepped forward and claimed the maiden the crown prince had just chosen. It had never happened before. Never. The palace fell into deep silence. Even the air felt heavy. King Obidaike's face hardened. His eyes burned with anger. Queen Ifeanyi sat frozen, her lips parted slightly, but no words came out. Prince Arinze stood like fire. His chest rose and fell fast. His fists tightened. His eyes did not leave Prince Chike, not even for a moment. And in the middle of it all stood Nkiruka, shaking, crying, lost. Prince Chike turned to her. He held her hand gently. His voice was soft. "Stop crying, my love." He called her that for the first time, because now he have seen how much he loves her and not willing to lose her. All will be all right. But even as he said it, the ground beneath them was already breaking. An Igbo saying came to life in that moment. When brothers fight over a hen, the compound will not sleep. King Obidaike suddenly stood up. His voice thundered across the hall. "Chiefs!" The whole palace shook. "This matter cannot wait." He pointed sharply. "Call an emergency meeting now." The chiefs rose at once. No one argued. No one delayed. The king looked at the princes. Prince Arinze, Prince Chike, then at the queen. "You will not follow us." His voice was final. "This is for the council." Queen Ifeanyi slowly nodded. Her eyes moved from one son to the other. Fear sat quietly in her heart. Elder Obinna stood up slowly. A faint smile touched his lips, then disappeared. He followed the king and the chiefs. Behind them, the palace remained full, but no one spoke. People looked at each other in shock. Some whispered, some held their heads, some could not even move. What has just happened? Inside the inner chamber, the meeting began. The air was tight, heavy. King Obidaike sat. The chiefs sat. Elder Obinna sat quietly. They had a brief discussion, arguments. Then the king said, "Call them in." The two princes were brought in. Prince Arinze walked in first, strong, angry. Prince Chike followed, calm but serious. He walked in slowly, his face filled with worry. King Obidike looked at Prince Chike. His voice was low but dangerous. "When did you engage in Nkiruka?" Silence. Prince Chike took a breath. Then he spoke. "I have been seeing her for some time, my king. We love each other. I gave her ornament to show my promise." The chiefs murmured. King Obidike's face darkened. Prince Chike continued. "I meant no disrespect." Chief Ibe stepped forward quickly. "My king, my daughter told me too. I knew about it, but I told her it was too late. She had to attend the selection." The room went still. King Obidike exploded. "What?" His voice shook the walls. He stood up in anger. "You knew?" He pointed at Prince Chike. "You engaged a woman and you did not tell me? I am your father. I am the king." His eyes moved sharply to Chief Ibe. "And you heard this and still kept quiet?" Chief Ibe bowed his head. "My king, forgive me." But the king was not calm. "In this kingdom, nothing like this is hidden. Nothing." The chiefs sat in silence. No one spoke. Then slowly, one of the elders cleared his throat. "My king, this matter is heavy, but our customs must guide us." Another chief nodded. "It is a taboo for the crown prince to choose a woman already engaged by another royal son." Murmurs of agreement followed. "Yes, yes." Another voice spoke. "And it is also a taboo for the selection to end like this, without peace." The room fell quiet again. King Obidike slowly sat down. His anger was still there, but now he was thinking. Then he looked at Prince Arinze. "My son," his voice softened slightly, "what has happened today is not what we planned." He paused. "But custom is stronger than man." He pointed gently toward Prince Chike. "Your brother will have to marry Nkiruka." A heavy silence dropped. The king continued. "And you will choose again. A new day will be fixed." Prince Chike stepped forward quickly. He went on his knees. He bowed deeply. "My father, my king, my brother, the chiefs, my in-law, I am sorry. I never meant for this to happen like this. I did not mean to bring shame." His voice was full of respect, but the damage was already done. Prince Arinze laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. It was bitter, angry. Slowly, he stepped forward. "So, you all agree?" His voice was sharp. "You are allowing my younger brother to marry before me?" The chiefs shifted uncomfortably. Prince Arinze's eyes burned. "So that means he can also take my throne?" The room froze. "What?" Shock spread across every face. Even the king was taken aback. Prince Chike stepped forward quickly. "My brother, no, that is not true. I have no interest in the throne. I can never take your place. You are the crown prince, the heir. Why will I take your place? It has never even come to my mind." But Prince Arinze did not listen. His anger had grown too big. An Igbo proverb echoed in the room. "When the fire starts small and no one puts it out, it will burn the whole house." Prince Arinze slowly bowed his head, but not in peace, in anger, in warning. Then he stood up sharply. His eyes were cold. "This is how it will be." Without another word, he turned and walked out. The door closed behind him, and in that moment, everyone knew this was no longer just about love. A royal war had begun.
Inside the inner chamber, just before they stepped out, King Obidike was not done. The room was still, heavy. His eyes turned slowly to Chief Ibe. His voice was low, but sharp like a cutlass. "Chief Ibe, you have failed me." Silence. Chief Ibe's heart dropped. "You are one of my most trusted chiefs, and yet you kept something like this from me?" He stepped forward slightly. "You knew your daughter was already promised, and still you allowed her to stand among the maidens?" Chief Ibe tried to speak. "My king, Silence!" The king cut in immediately. The word hit hard. The king's voice rose. "Do you not know our ways? If your daughter was not married today, she may remain a maiden forever." Murmurs moved among the chiefs. It was true. The king continued, "Yet when she came to you, she opened her heart to you, you still pushed her into this fire?" His eyes narrowed. "Or were you that desperate to see your daughter become the future queen?" The words stung. Chief Ibe dropped to his knees. "My king, no, that was not my heart." But the king had already turned away. His anger shifted, now to his son. He pointed at Prince Chike. "And you, my own blood, you engaged a woman and said nothing to me? I am your father. I am your king." The room held its breath. Prince Chike slowly went on his knees, head bowed. "I am sorry, my father. I am sorry, my king. I did not mean to dishonor you." Chief Ibe bowed beside him. "I am sorry, my king. I have failed." The chiefs watched in silence. Then one elder spoke softly. "When a child washes his hands clean, he eats with elders." He paused. But today, the hands were not clean. The room fell quiet again. King Obidike took a deep breath. Then he raised his hand. "It is enough." His voice became firm. "We will not destroy the kingdom because of this." He stood up. "Let us go." One by one, they rose and walked back to the palace hall. Outside, the whole kingdom was still there, waiting. Whispers filled the air, confusion, fear, questions. Queen Ifunanya stood before them, trying to hold the people together. "Be calm, everything will be settled." Her voice was gentle, but even she did not feel calm inside. Nkiruka sat quietly. Her eyes were red, her body still. Beside her, her mother held her hand tightly, but her face was hard, angry, disappointed. She leaned closer and whispered sharply, "What have you done?" Nkiruka said nothing. She only looked down. Tears dropped slowly. Then the palace doors opened. All heads turned at once. The king had returned, with his chiefs. Silence fell immediately. You could hear a pin drop. King Obidike stepped forward. Then something unexpected happened. The king bowed. A king bowing before his people. Gasps spread across the hall. "My people," his voice was strong, but filled with weight, "I stand before you today to ask for your forgiveness. This has happened under my rule, and it came from my own house, my own son, my blood." He paused. "I am sorry." The people looked at each other, shocked. No one expected this. The king straightened, then continued, "Our customs are the roots of this kingdom, and today they must guide us." He raised his hand. "And I have spoken. The council have decided. Prince Chike will take Nkiruka as his wife." A wave of murmurs spread. The king continued, "But she will not be the future queen of Umueri." All eyes moved to Prince Arinze's empty seat. "The crown prince will choose again. A new day will be announced." Then his voice grew firm. "And the ceremony will not end in confusion. It will continue." The drummers looked at each other. Then, slowly, they began to play again. Doom, doom, doom. Soft at first, then louder. Prince Chike stepped forward. He reached for Nkiruka, gently. She stood, slowly, still shaken, but she did not pull away. Before everyone, before the chiefs, before the people, before the throne, Prince Chike took her hand, and in that moment, she became his wife, not the queen, but his. The palace reacted at once. Voices rose from every corner. "She is so lucky. 2 princes chose her." "No, she is foolish. How can she refuse the crown prince? This is not right. Custom is custom. Some shook their heads, some clapped, some argued, but many, many people stood and applauded because peace had been chosen for now. An Igbo saying whispered through the crowd, "When the storm passes, we thank the tree that did not fall." But not everyone was at peace, because somewhere, beyond the noise, beyond the drums, beyond the celebration, anger was still alive, and it was growing. In the kingdom of Umueri, the fire had not gone out. It had only been covered, and soon it would rise again.
That night, the palace was quiet. Too quiet. But not every heart was at rest. In a dark corner of the palace, Elder Obinna sat alone. A small smile rested on his face, slow, cold. He looked into the night and whispered, brothers against brothers. The seed has been planted." He leaned back, eyes half closed. When two brothers fight, the stranger inherits their land. A soft laugh left his lips. He was pleased, very pleased. Inside another chamber, light glowed softly. Prince Chike stood at the door. He opened it gently. "My queen, please, come in." Nkiruka stepped in slowly. Her eyes moved around the room. This place was now hers too. But her heart was still not calm. Prince Chike smiled warmly. "Sit. This is your home now, okay?" He sent for food. She ate slowly, quietly. Little by little, her body began to relax, but her heart was still heavy. After a while, tears filled her eyes again. "I am sorry, my prince." Her voice shook. "This was never my plan. I did not want to go there. I told my father, but he said I must go." Her tears fell faster. "I did not want this." Prince Chike moved close to her. He gently wiped her tears. "It is okay." He pulled her into a tight hug, very tight. "I am here." He rested his chin on her head. "I was afraid this would happen. That is why I did not want you to go." He pulled back slightly, then smiled softly. "What can I do? I was really scared." He teased her gently. "You are the most beautiful maiden in this kingdom." Nkiruka looked up at him. A small smile touched her lips. "You are teasing me." Prince Chike shook his head. "No, it is true." He touched her cheek softly. "No man will see you and not choose you." Nkiruka smiled a little more. Her heart eased, just a bit. Prince Chike looked into her eyes. His voice became soft again. "You may not be the future queen, but you are my queen." Nkiruka blinked, then slowly nodded. Her heart felt warm. For the first time that day, she felt peace. Prince Chike made sure she was fine. He made sure she ate well. He made her comfortable. Then, after a while, he stood up. "I will be back. I need to see my brother." Nkiruka nodded slowly. As he stepped out, her heart began to beat again. Prince Chike walked through the long corridor. His steps were quick, his face serious. He reached the door, Prince Arinze's chamber. He knocked. Knock. Knock. A voice came from inside. "Who is that?" "It is me, Prince Chike." Silence. Then, "Go away." The words were cold. Prince Chike stood still, then knocked again. "My brother, please." No answer. He knocked again. Still nothing. After a while, he slowly dropped his hand, then turned and walked away. An Igbo saying whispered in his mind, "A heart that is closed, no key can open it." As he walked down the corridor, a palace guard rushed to him. "My prince, there is a message." Prince Chike stopped. "What is it?" "The king has called for a meeting, now." Prince Chike's heart beat fast. He already knew. This night was not over. Inside the king's chamber, the air was heavy again. King Obidake sat in the middle, Queen Ifunanya beside him. Prince Arinze sat quietly, his face unreadable. Then Prince Chike entered. He bowed and sat. For a moment, no one spoke. Then the king began. What happened today will not be forgotten easily. His eyes moved to Prince Chike. You have brought trouble into this house. Queen Ifunanya shook her head slowly. I thought I raised you well. Her voice was filled with pain. How can you engage a maiden and not tell your father or I? She looked at him deeply. This would not have happened if you had spoken. She turned to Prince Arinze and said, Please, my son, forgive your brother's childish behavior. Please, my son. Prince Arinze only nodded. Prince Chike bowed his head. I am sorry, mother. I am sorry, father. He lifted his head slightly. I thought she would not be among them. She spoke to her father. I believed it was settled. His voice became softer. I made a mistake. I accept it. He turned to Prince Arinze. My brother, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Prince Arinze said nothing. He only sat there, still, quiet. King Obidake sighed, then spoke again. My son, he looked at Prince Arinze. You will have a wife, a future queen. That is certain. It must happen. Prince Arinze gave a small nod, but his face did not change. Then the king spoke again. Call Nkiruka. Prince Chike stood at once. He went out quickly. Back in his chamber, Nkiruka sat quietly. Her hands held together tightly. Her heart was beating fast. When Prince Chike entered, she stood up at once. Come with me. The king and queen wants to see you. He reached for her hand. Come, I am with you. She held her hand tightly. Together, they walked, step by step, into the king's chamber. The moment she entered, she dropped to her knees. My king, my queen. Her voice shook badly. Please forgive me. She turned slightly, facing Prince Arinze. My crown prince, I am sorry. For the shame, for the pain, please forgive me. Tears fell freely. The room was silent. Prince Arinze looked at her, then gave a small nod. Nothing more. King Obidake raised his hand. Stand up. His voice was calm now. This is not your fault. He looked away briefly. Your father failed. He pointed slightly at Prince Chike. And my son, too. Queen Ifunanya nodded. Yes. She stretched her hand. Come, sit with me. Nkiruka stood slowly and moved to her. She sat close to the queen, quiet, respectful. Queen Ifunanya held her hand gently, then looked at her with a soft smile. From today, you are no longer Nkiruka the maiden. She paused, then continued warmly. You are now Princess Nkiruka. King Obidake nodded. Yes, yes, a princess of this kingdom. Nkiruka's eyes widened slightly. Then a soft, warm smile spread across her face. For the first time, she truly felt seen, felt accepted. The king spoke again. Kneel. Prince Chike and Nkiruka knelt together, side by side. King Obidake placed his hand on their heads. Queen Ifunanya did the same. They began to pray. May your union bring peace. May your home stand strong. May no evil break you. May the gods of our land guide you. An Igbo saying rose softly. What the elders bless, no man can curse. The king finished. Stand up. They stood, together,
husband and wife, prince and princess. But across the room, Prince Arinze sat, quietly, watching, silent, still. And deep inside him, something was growing, something dark, something dangerous. In the kingdom of Umueri, the night had brought calm, but not peace, not yet.
Days passed, and slowly the noise in the kingdom became quiet again. Life returned. The palace returned. People went back to their work. Laughter came back to the streets. Inside the royal home, peace seemed to grow. King Obidike sat in his court again, strong, firm. Queen Ifunanya moved with grace again. Her smile returned. And in another chamber, Prince Chike and Princess Nkiruka began their new life. They talked. They laughed softly. They learned each other more, like husband and wife, like two hearts trying to become one. But not everyone found peace. Prince Arinze did not. No one knew what was in his mind. No one. He spoke little. He stayed alone. His eyes were always distant, as if he was thinking about something deeper, something heavy. One morning, Prince Chike saw him. Prince Arinze was walking out of the palace, fast, serious. Prince Chike quickly stepped forward. "My brother." Prince Arinze stopped but did not turn fully. Prince Chike came closer. "I just want to say again, I am sorry." Silence. "I never meant to hurt you." Still silence. "I will never stand in your way. You are the crown prince. You are my elder brother." Prince Arinze finally nodded once, just once, no words. Then he walked away. Prince Chike stood there, watching him go. An Igbo saying whispered softly, "The wound you cannot see is the one that kills slowly." Later that day, Princess Nkiruka sat quietly, thinking. Then she turned to Prince Chike. "My husband, my prince." He looked at her. "Yes, my princess?" "I want to see my parents." Her voice was soft. "Since that day, I have not seen them." Prince Chike smiled gently. "That is good. I will go with you." Nkiruka smiled. "Really? Thank you, my love, my prince. I am very grateful." Soon, they stepped out together. Prince Chike, Princess Nkiruka, and two guards behind them. As they walked through the road, people began to notice. "It is them, Prince Chike and his wife, the newly couple in town. Just few days ago, she was Nkiruka. Now she's Princess Nkiruka," some maidens whispers, jealous of her. Voices rose. People waved. Smiles spread. Many were happy, very happy. But not all. Some looked at them with questions in their eyes. Some whispered. Some shook their heads quietly. Still, they walked on, side by side, strong, together. They reached Chief Ibe's house. Nkiruka's parents came out quickly. "My daughter." Her mother rushed forward, held her tightly. Tears filled her eyes. Chief Ibe bowed slightly. "My prince." Prince Chike nodded. "Father, mother." They all sat together, talked. Slowly, peace began to return to that home.
Before leaving, Prince Chike stood. "He will send gifts tomorrow for this home." He looked at them firmly. Chief Ibe bowed again. "Thank you, my prince." Back in the palace grounds, Prince Arinze trained. Hard. Very hard. His body moved with force. His sword cut through the air. Again and again and again. Sweat covered his body, but he did not stop. He was not just training. He was trying to forget, to remove everything from his mind. But some things do not leave. An Igbo saying came alive. No matter how far a man runs, his shadow follows him. Then a guard approached him carefully. "My prince." Prince Arinze stopped, breathing heavily. "What is it?" "There is a message from Elder Obina." Prince Arinze's face hardened. He turned away slightly. "I do not want it." The guard says, "Yes, my crown prince." As he was about to take it away, Prince Arinze creepily saw something written at the back. He called the guard to stop. "My prince," the guard said. Prince Arinze paused. Slowly, he took the message. He looked at the back. His eyes narrowed. Written there, "It is all a plot." His heart skipped. He turned it, opened it, and began to read. His face changed slowly, line by line, word by word. Elder Obina's voice echoed in paper. "I am the only one fighting for you. I do not want what happened to me to happen to you." Prince Arinze's grip tightened. He kept reading. Your younger brother," has married before you, in front of the whole kingdom." His jaw clenched. "Do you not see? They have already started seeing him as the future king." His heart dropped. Boom. The words hit deep. "It is sealed. Even your father, King Obidike, will do nothing when the kingdom spoke." Silence filled his ears. "Except you act fast now." Prince Arinze lowered the message slowly. His breathing changed. Heavy, deep. His eyes darkened. An Igbo proverb rose like a warning. When a man is pushed to the wall, he may break the wall. Prince Arinze looked ahead, but he was no longer seeing the palace. He was seeing something else, something forming, something dangerous. In the kingdom of Umueri, peace was walking on the surface, but underneath, the ground was already cracking, and soon it would break.
Night fell in the kingdom of Umueri. The palace was quiet but not peaceful. Something heavy was moving beneath the silence. Inside Prince Chike's chamber, warm light filled the room. Princess Nkiruka sat beside him, smiling. She was naturally joyful, even in difficult times. She laughed softly again. Prince Chike looked at her and smiled. For a moment, everything felt normal. They sat close, talking softly. Prince Chike gently held her hand. Nkiruka leaned her head slightly on his shoulder. They looked like two people who truly belonged together. A love that was simple, pure, unforced. Prince Chike even brushed her cheek lightly and said something that made her smile again. For a moment, it felt like the palace did not exist. But far away in the palace, another storm was forming. Prince Arinze stood alone in the hidden royal chamber after he had received a message from Elder Obina. The little note he read. In it, Elder Obina had written, "Go to the law chamber. Check the royal law concerning what your brother has done. You will see it clearly. This is not a law meant to be broken. If he is judged by it, then the kingdom itself will stand behind you." Those words stayed in Arinze's mind as he entered the chamber. Old records surrounded him. He moved to a sealed law about engagement/marriage scroll and opened it. His eyes scanned slowly. The law was clear. No prince shall form a binding engagement without presenting the maiden to the royal council for approval. Arinze paused, then continued reading. The punishment followed. A prince who breaks this law shall face suspension from duty, loss of royal privileges, and, in serious cases, banishment from the kingdom." His face hardened. Now everything made sense to him. Prince Chike's engagement, the ornament exchange, the secrecy. To Arinze, it was a direct violation, a royal offense. Then his thoughts deepened, slow and bitter. So, my father, the king, and the chiefs knew about this, and they chose to turn blind eyes. Because they wanted him to be king. What about I, the heir to the throne? Is that how they desperately want my brother to be the king? I knew I was never loved, but this shows it. His jaw tightened, everything now connected in his mind. Not just law, but betrayal. Then another thought formed, cold and certain. If Prince Chike is found guilty, he will lose everything, and I will no longer have to fear that he may take my throne. That thought gave him clarity. Not anger anymore, purpose. From the palace shadows, Elder Obinna watched quietly. A guard stood beside him. "My lord, he has seen it." Elder Obinna nodded. "Good. Truth does not need help to destroy." He turned away. "Just watch." Prince Arinze left the chamber. His steps were firm now. No doubt in his mind, only decision. He walked through the corridor toward the council hall, each step heavier than the last, but his resolve was steady. In Prince Chike's chamber, he suddenly paused mid-laughter. Princess Nkiruka noticed. "What is it, my prince?" He looked around. "I don't know, my princess. I just felt something. Maybe it's nothing serious, but something feels heavy." Nkiruka held his hand gently. "Maybe you are tired." He nodded slightly, but the feeling remained. Something unseen was approaching. Prince Arinze stopped near the council direction. He stared ahead. Tomorrow, everything would be revealed. He whispered, "Let the law speak." The palace lamps flickered in the wind. Shadows moved across the walls. Peace still stood, but only on the surface. Beneath it, a storm was ready. And Prince Arinze was about to set it free.